Yeah, it is very different. I'd say ophthalmology is not for everyone, especially if you're say it's still very important as much as other areas are. Hey guys, it's Danica and welcome back to my channel. To those who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Danica. I'm a registered nurse in the Philippines and also here in the UK. If you're new here in this channel, then I encourage you to click on the subscribe button below and also the bell button beside it so that you'll be notified every time that we have an update. Alright guys, for today's video, I just thought, because I haven't spoken much about actually what I do here as an ophthalmic nurse, so it is actually interesting as well, because way back in, when I was still studying nursing in the Philippines, I never thought there's really an area for like, ophthalmic nurse. We do have like outpatients, but because UK has a very specific role, which is like ophthalmic nurse, it is really interesting for me because it's something different. Like, I thought like nursing would just always be bedside, emergency, things like that, but this area is actually different, and that's what probably made me like stay here in this area. So yeah, we'll be talking about what we actually do, and probably I'll encourage you as well why you should be an ophthalmic nurse here in the UK. So yeah, if you guys are interested, then please keep on watching. Alright guys, let's have an introduction. So with my nursing career, wow. So in the Philippines, I actually work as a nurse in a primary hospital. So we do a bit of like everything really, like ward, emergency, and like delivery as well. So it's just a small hospital, but yeah, that's what we do. And when I came here in the UK, I had no choice but to actually like work in A&E, which is initially was scary, but again, if you watch my previous vlog way back like 3 years ago, I'd say I'm really grateful because that experience was just amazing. If you guys are scared about working in A&E, please don't. It can be scary, but coming from me who doesn't really have like an amazing experience when I came here in the UK, you'll really learn a lot and it'll boost your confidence as a nurse. It's like, I can do this and that. I still remember when I was working in A&E, whenever I finish a shift, I was like, wow, I'm like a superhero. I've done so much. It's really fulfilling, but at the same time, again, I left because it is mentally and physically exhausting for me. But maybe some people can probably take more pressure, or can cope better than me and can stay longer than me. But yeah, again, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. And then working in like eye clinic or in ophthalmology, I just said like I really want to like just transfer department because I was like fed up, I was exhausted and stuff like that. So it's not something I specifically wanted to do, but it is something I wanted to try, and I just really want to get out of A&E that time. And I had a vlog before about what is my like first impression and stuff. So yeah, it is very different. I'd say ophthalmology is not for everyone, especially if you're someone who wants an action, like different, you want something different every day, because being an ophthalmic nurse, basically it's quite a bit of a routine, because we do some things the same daily, not much action really, not much drama and stuff. But I'd say actually, if you finish your nursing, don't go directly to ophthalmology. Go experience somewhere first, like ward or in A&E, and just get like the basics of the like general nurse, because really it's a very different nursing when you go to ophthalmology, and sometimes you wouldn't learn like, you wouldn't really experience those things, giving meds and like taking observations. We don't really do that in ophthalmology. So I advise you just go and experience the hard bit first, and then maybe move to a more interesting part, which is ophthalmology. So yeah, what do we do in ophthalmology? So the basics, our observations, our vital signs is basically doing a vision. When we say vision acuity, which is like doing a Snellen, when you cover your eye and then read the smallest line, those things. So we call it vision. There's two kinds you can do, a Snellen and like a Logmar. And then we also check the eye pressure, which I say it's not really difficult. So checking the eye pressure, and we put some dilating drops so the doctor can examine the back of the eye. So what else do we do? depends really what is requested, but those three things are the basics: vision, eye pressure, and then put some dilating drops, and then the patient will go for some scans and photos. So yeah, that's where you can see the macula or the optic disc, depends on what like photography or scan the doctor has requested. So, and then the patient goes to the doctor. So there are different areas as well, where in my new department right now we triage patients. So when they actually come, you just, you know, ask what's wrong and then decide what you want to do, if you're gonna dilate them or not. So that is very interesting actually. As I've said, like doing referrals, accepting referrals from GP or people who have self-referred. Just be wary about like the signs. If there's some retinal detachment, you'll get used to it anyway. We assist like the nurse injectors or the band 6 who's injecting with the eye. These are people with like macular degeneration. They inject something on the eye that absorbs the fluid in the eye, something like that. So we assist them, and also minor operations. In my previous one, I also do removal of sutures from the eye. If they have entropion or ectropion, you know, when there's a lid drooping and then the doctor made a stitch, something like that. So those things basically. So yeah, it's a bit of a routine actually, so you're not gonna be surprised, oh, what I'm gonna get today and stuff like that. So yeah, that's like the routine of an ophthalmic nurse. And obviously, if you're gonna progress, which is, I'd say it's gonna be more interesting if you're gonna be a band 6 in the ophthalmic area. They do injections for the patients, which is amazing actually. So that is something that maybe separate a band 5 from a band 6 in ophthalmology here in the UK, because that's very specific for band 6. With me, when I was doing ophthalmology, I really didn't know much, like what is this? This is very different. So yeah, I need to like read about glaucoma and like what is cornea, iris. Why is my voice like that? But yeah, I read like the functions, anatomy of the eye, go to the basics. So yeah, I'm still learning at the moment. There's just so much with the eyes. Anyway guys, so that's like the roles and stuff, like the routine. And what else I'm gonna say? Yeah, I understand if like most of you who are like ward nurses or emergency nurses would say, oh, that's a bit boring, and like, you know, I really don't want to do that. So I understand that, because I'm coming from a very busy department. But yeah, it just differs really, because I was not used to like, you know, a very like slow pace maybe, and a bit of a lighter job, because in A&E I couldn't even have my break. Like after 8 hours, that's when I'm gonna have my break. But here you need to actually slow down. Maybe for those out there who want something very different from wards or emergency, try ophthalmology nursing. You might not like it initially, but give it, I'd say, like at least 2 months to see if this is something you don't really want to do, or it is something you really want to do. Because initially I'd say as well, like, okay, I might leave like after a year, but I kind of started to like and appreciate as well. Because, you know, in A&E, it's funny because like when they asked me about do we deal with like eyes in emergency department, I'd say not really, because like maybe because, you know, emergency nursing, like they cater more in like, you know, heart attack, you know, about like stroke and things like that. So sometimes it might be neglected, the eyes. That could be like, you know, if there's priority, that would be the last, something like that. So, you know, it is very interesting, because like where will they go if there's no ophthalmology, right? So yeah, I think it's just as important as what others do. It's just a very different area, but it's, I'd say it's still very important as much as other areas are. And also, if there's one thing you wouldn't want to lose, what would that be? Your eyesight, isn't it? So that's why we're here for. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. I like that, you know, it's I like the time, like, you know, I don't do night shifts. I can establish a routine. I know what I'm gonna expect, and you know, things like that. And for my 7 years of being a registered nurse here and in the Philippines, I really wanted to, you know, specialize on something, not just transfer. Didn't really want to know what I'm gonna do, a bit lost and stuff. But yeah, I found my path here, so I'd say I'm really happy. I'm like okay, I'm like contented with, you know, my job right now. And again, I'm not closing my doors. I still miss like, you know, doing shifts, crazy shifts in A&E and awards, and I will still do some shifts probably. I'll let you know, because there's something actually that I'm gonna share as well soon. with you guys. So yeah, that's it. If you have further questions, please comment down below, but I'd say, you know, just give it a try. If you want something new, go to ophthalmology. So yes, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it helps, and I'll see you again in my next one. Bye!